Welcome back to the Avon Tyres National Formula Ford Championship. The third encounter sees us here at Brands Hatch, where the competitors take on the short and twisty Indy circuit. Coming into the round, it's a flying Irishman, Niall Murray, who tops the championship standings ahead of Luke Cooper. But if you look back at Knockhill, it was Neil McLennan who scored the most points, and Matt Garrido took his first ever win. So the trailing bunch are hungry for glory. But before we get into the racing here at Brands, let's have a recap of the action so far.
The opening rounds at a damp Silverstone produced plenty of action, as Formula Ford Festival winner Joey Foster would take the first race win of the season ahead of Niall Murray and Michael Moyers. Murray would fight back in the second race with a superb victory to take his first since he returned to the championship after taking the title in 2016, going wheel to wheel with main adversary Foster. While the third race looked to be between the pair of them, they didn't count on a feisty Luke Cooper, who first of all went wheel to wheel with Foster and then pulled off an audacious outside pass on Murray to not only take the lead but also go on to win the third race. With three different winners from the first three races of the championship, the next meeting at Knockhill was always going to be competitive, and indeed it was. But despite the best efforts of Murray and also Neil McLennan, it was 18-year-old Matt Garrido who would take his first pole position and then go on to pick up his first ever National Formula Ford race. Teammate Murray would fight back again in the second race, while the third race would go to Neil McLennan on his comeback to Formula Ford after missing the opening rounds. The racing was fast and frantic, but the weekend was marred by an awful accident for Davide Maloney, which saw the third race brought to a premature end. Thankfully, Davide was okay, and his car is back here this weekend. As the cars line up for the first race of the weekend at Brands Hatch, here is the grid order, with Murray on pole alongside Michael Eastwell, then Neil McLennan and Joey Foster ahead of Hugo Bentley-Ellis and Michael Moyers, then Luke Cooper and Nico Gruber on the fourth row. Top 10 completed by Matt Garrido and Jamie Thorburn, then Carter Williams and Jack Wolfenden ahead of Jonathan Brown and Chris Middlehurst from Roger Orgy and an off-the-pace Josh Smith. Rory Smith and Matt Rivette are on row 9 ahead of James Clark and Sebastian Melrose. Then Thomas Capazone and Pascal Monbaron start ahead of Sebastian Job and John Svensson. Then Daniel O'Byrne and Henry Chart ahead of Richard Morris and Vincent Jay, while Sam Street and Davide Maloney with his repaired car start at the back of an awesome 30-car field. So a full grid here at Brands Hatch, 15 minutes of action here in the sunshine. Poleman Niall Murray is looking to make it 3 wins from 3 race weekends. Can he do it, or will someone else claim the spoils? Lights out, and we're racing at Brands Hatch. Good start from Murray. Wheel spin off the line from Michael Eastwell as he gets passed there by Neil McLennan off the line. Up towards Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. It's wheel to wheel between Thorburn and also Matt Garrido. On board with Cooper. He's attacking the 2 Kevin Mills cars. That is Hugo Bentley-Ellis and also Michael Moyers. Up the hill towards Druids for the first time. Wheel to wheel between the two of them into the right-hander. And that's contact for Jack Wolfenden. Moments into the race, Jack Wolfenden finds the barriers. He gets shoved out of the race, and yellow flags and safety car boards go out all around the circuit, and that means that the race has been neutralised within the first couple of laps. Now, if Michael Eastwell will have to try and defend as hard as possible from Joey Foster, as Niall Murray has a very extreme tyre warming technique. He really throws the car around from side to side. It's quite extraordinary and yet very satisfying to watch. So, Niall Murray then backs everyone up now for the restart. This is the key here. You've got to try and catch them off guard here to get the best possible launch on everyone else. So he'll choose when to go. Any moment now. Now he's decided to put his foot down. Let's see now. Has he managed to get the jump on everyone? To come out through clearways. And the answer for that is not quite, because the man that has gone with him is Neil McLennan. Everyone else appears to have been a little bit sluggish off the restart. We've got Bentley-Ellis tucked in behind. He looks to the outside line, but Foster will try and make a move himself. Foster tries to go round the outside. He did this at the festival. Can he do it again? He's side by side on the outside line at Paddock Hill Bend. They're going to be wheel to wheel over the curbs. Side by side. It's a drag race up the hill towards Druids Corner. Eastwell locks up. Foster goes round the outside. Yes, he's done it. Unbelievable. Foster goes high, wide and handsome into Paddock Hill Bend, sticks to the outside line, takes the line through Druids, makes the pass and is up to third place. What a job, what a drive that was. And if we go up the inside with Chris Middlehurst in contact with Nico Gruber. Middlehurst hits the back of Gruber's car, sends him spinning out onto the infield. There's Gruber. I think you'll find there's some very specific but strong Austrian expletives being said underneath that helmet. Definitely going to have appreciated that one. Murray then puts a lap on Sam Street. He's one of the few Club and Post 89 cars in the field for the more sort of enthusiast drivers who just want to race a Formula Ford. Now here's a replay. Now that's Thorburn in front. Gruber will slide down the inside. Middlehurst carries the speed through the apex, but Gruber, as he tries to recover, There's contact. Gruber gets speared out onto the left-hand side, doesn't hit the barrier, but I'm sure that he'll be very much aggrieved from that one. And I think that Middlehurst may find himself hauled up in front of the stewards for that particular move. As we head on to the last lap of the race here at Brands Hatch, Niall Murray, again with a clear track, just swings his 1999 Van Diemen into Paddock Hill Bend up towards the top of the hill Druids. Bear in mind that Niall Murray's car is the oldest car in the Pro class, because yes, it's a 1999 chassis, but we said it before that age of a chassis doesn't really matter. If you're quick enough and the car's well engineered enough, you can race at the front. So you've got all these cars that are brand new cars in 2018, either a couple of years old or even more than 5 years old. But Niall Murray, with the oldest car in the field, is showing that even with a car as old as that, he can still run at the front. But the battle for second place is going to go all the way to the line here. And Foster may come under pressure from Eastwell here to come out the final corner, but up to the checkered flag. Another great way to start the weekend. Murray wins race 1 at Brands Hatch in dominant fashion. That's the Niall Murray we're used to seeing. And he punches the air with delight as the battle for second place goes right the way to the flag, and it's Murray who wins. Foster just pips Eastwell to second place, with Bentley Ellis 4th and Michael Moyes 5th. Then Matt Brown Garrido, Josh Smith, Jamie Thorburn, Chris Middlehurst and Matt Rivette round out the top 10. Jonathan Brown 11th, ahead of Carter Williams and Sebastian Melrose. Then Nico Gruber, James Clark, Pascal Monbaron, Thomas Capazone, Richard Morris, Sebastian Job and Vincent Jay, with Maloney, Street and Smith rounding out the finishers. But look at the retirements who have to start from the back of the grid. They'll have a lot of work to do in race 2.
Niall, looked easy from your point of view.
Yeah, it's never easy. You know, that 15 minutes might be the easy bit, but there's a lot of work involved getting up to that. So, yeah, in terms of it being an easy win, it's never ever the case. I'm sure anybody that has easy wins will tell you that. So, yeah, no, especially in that race with the heat as well. I was actually the tyres were just going off massively towards the end. I think everyone else's were as well, but I just found myself just skidding around a little bit more than I wanted to, putting the wheel off the odd time, going out wide, so I was kind of a bit conscious of track limits as well. I know how strict they are here.
Joey, a well-earned second place. Michael kept you honest all the way.
Yeah, it was, as usual in Formula Ford, it's a tough race. Around here, it's quite hard to overtake as well. So starting 4th, I was thinking, it's going to be hard to make progress. But, made it work. Got a good start and got behind Michael. Had a few sort of attempts to get by and then managed to make a good move around the outside of paddock and make it stick. So I was really happy with that and head down and managed to get second.
Michael, what a scrap with Joey. Well-earned podium.
Yeah, thanks very much. It was, a big scrap. Fair play to Joey. It was a fantastic move around the outside. I think similar to his festival-winning move. And I tried my hardest up to Druids, and fair play to him. He just went that little bit later than me, and we gave each other room, and that was good racing. So well done to Joey.
Race 2 for the Avon Tyres National Formula Ford Championship is about to get underway. Cars are all lined up. The grid is as the finishing race 1, so Niall Murray, Joey Foster and Michael Eastwell are the top 3. Let's have a quick chat with Jamie Thorburn. He had difficulties in testing, his car fell apart. He started 10th and finished 8th in the first race. Jamie, I'll be quick, I know you've just been called to go. You had issues in testing, you started 10th, finished 8th in the first race. Where can you go from 8th here?
Hopefully stay out of trouble, move up a few spots, stay in the hunt for the reverse grid pole is kind of the main aim. It's so hard to pass. I mean, we had really good pace in the race yesterday, but just you get stuck in a line, you can't really do anything. But yeah, testing on Friday was a disaster. We only done 10 laps in total, so struggled in qualifying and put us on the back foot for the whole weekend. But the pace is there, we just need to get a bit clearer to show it, and unfortunately quite a long way to get to the front.
Yeah, well, there's 2 podiums at Knockhill, hopefully another one here.
Yeah, perfect, that'd be good.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Good, Jamie. And if we look at the back of the grid, we've got the man who scored the most points at Knockhill, which is Neil McLennan, and in front of him is Luke Cooper. They're the ones to look out for. So with that, I'll hand you over to our commentary team and Scott Woodwiss.
Race 2 here at Brands Hatch, and a very exciting front row. Murray and Foster together on the front row ahead of Eastwell and Bentley Ellis. Then Michael Moyes and Matt Brown Garrido from Josh Smith and Jamie Thorburn on the 4th row. Row 5 sees Chris Middlehurst and Matt Rivette line up together ahead of Jonathan Brown and Carter Williams. Then Sebastian Melrose and Nico Gruber from James Clark and Pascal Monbaron, the Swiss driver, on row 8. So Thomas Capazone and Richard Morris from Sebastian Job and Vincent Jay. Then Davide Maloney and Sam Street from Rory Smith, and then Neil McLennan back in 24th. Watch for him. Luke Cooper and Roger Orgy from row 13, and Henry Charles and Jack Wolfenden starting in 28th and 30th respectively. So 15 minutes of action for race 2 here at Brands Hatch by National Formula Fords. Murray on the left, Foster on the right. Who's going to win the whole shot down towards turn 1? Let's find out as we go racing. Good start from Murray and from Foster, but with him now as he tucks in behind the Irishman. It is now Eastwell into third, and already Moyes defending from both Josh Smith and Matt Brown-Garrido into Paddock Hill Bend. Now on board with Chris Middlehurst, lots of understeer as he follows the rear end of Hugo Bentley-Ellis. He's now going down the outside of Jamie Thorburn into the hairpin together. Leaders all through safely by the looks of it, all line astern as they head down the hill. Jonathan Brown runs wide, he goes wheel to wheel with Sebastian Melrose and his teammate Nico Gruber. There he is in the blue and white car with the Austrian flag. Now down the Cooper Straight into Surtees, Murray, then Foster, then at Eastwell. Then it's the battle going on for third place downwards. There's Brown, Gruber, and he's also followed by James Clark. And also that's Thomas Capozone in one of the Swift chassis. Now we're on board with Rory Smith as he's now chasing after Sebastian Job as they end the first lap of the race. And it's Murray who leads, Foster second, then Eastwell, Moyes, and under attack for 5th position is Josh Smith as here comes Matt Brown-Garrido looking to the outside, but he has to dart back in to find the slipstream. Meanwhile, back on board with Luke Cooper, he's attacking Sebastian Job as they turn into the right-hander at Paddock Hill Bend. Now as they crest the rise towards Druids, he's got the inside line. Now on board with Sebastian Job as he lets Cooper through. He's gone down another place. This is Matt Rivette defending from Carter Williams. He looks up the inside and, oh, that was very close. Almost contact between the pair of them, but Carter Williams is feeling pretty racy here in the early stages. Now on board with Cooper, looking up the inside of Pascal Monbaron, and there's contact. Monbaron goes skating across the grass. Cooper possibly has damage, but he looks to rejoin the race. And Monbaron crawls to a halt and probably thinking, what on earth was that all about? Puts his thumbs up to the marshals, I'm okay. But I'm pretty sure he won't have appreciated that. As for Cooper, oh look, the pictures speak for themselves. He's struggling with, once again, right front suspension damage. And it was a suspension failure in race 1. It's as a consequence of contact in race 2. As he struggles into pit lane. That's his race done, it's finished. So we had a spin for Henry Chart, second time he's been off the road today. Back on the road, bit of a smoky exhaust, but he finds the track again. As the leaders come back down the straight, and the top two really have broken away. Murray and Foster in a race of their own, but it's all action stations for third place downwards. Look at the train forming. This is third down to about 11th place. And it's currently held by Michael Eastwell, but Matt Brown-Garrido would dearly love to make it 2 Team Dolan cars on the podium. Back on board with Foster. Not long to go in this race as he turns his way through the apex of Graham Hill Bend, now down the back straight. Carter Williams' car was there on the left, into Surtees. And so far it seems that Niall Murray has pretty much had this race in control from the very start. He's led the field away from 2 restarts. He's kept Foster at bay, and everything that Foster throws at him, Murray has a response. It's punch and counter punch at the front. The gap has remained pretty much static as we head on to the final lap of the race. And what's going to happen for third place downwards, it's anyone's guess, and it also will be the fight, possibly, for the reverse pole position. Now currently, it's either going to be taken by Thorburn, Bentley-Ellis or McLennan. One of these 3 will get it, but in which order remains to be seen. McLennan right underneath the gearbox as he hurries Bentley-Ellis through Druids down the hill. Now can he make it through, or will Bentley-Ellis defend? He tries to make it into Graham Hill Bend, but holds the inside line, but he may pull alongside if he's got an opportunity. Down the back straight towards Surtees for the final time. And as they head into the left-hander up towards the top of the corner, it's going to be a drag race down towards the checkered flag. McLennan tries to have a sneaky look up the inside, but they're all stacking up. As up towards the checkered flag, Niall Murray will make it 2 from 2 as he punches the air with delight. It is a second win of the weekend for Niall Murray. Foster in second place, and Eastwell is third. From Brown-Garrido, Moyes, Thorburn, Bentley-Ellis, McLennan finishes 8th ahead of Gruber, and then Jonathan Brown. Eastwell with the fastest lap of the race to boot. 11th goes to Rory Smith from Roger Orgy and Thomas Capozone, then James Clark and Matt Rivette, Sebastian Job and Vincent J, then Svensson, Wolfenden and Melrose complete the top 20 from O'Byrne, Maloney, Morris and Chart. And again, look at the retirements. Josh Smith, Carter Williams, Chris Middlehurst, Luke Cooper et al. are all going to have a lot of work for the third race.
Well, Niall, second win of the weekend. Firstly, congratulations. It wasn't easy with a safety car.
No, it was a lot tougher than yesterday. Obviously, I knew it was going to be tougher with Joey there, and I just needed to get that first lap just to break the toe. I knew if he was close enough, he was going to be able to keep up, and if not, he'd be even quicker than me in the toe, and be able to throw a move on. So I was just trying to get that first lap, which I did, and then safety car, and then I did again, and safety car, and so I had to do it all again.
Joey, fantastic race, great second place. Really competitive with Niall, especially after that second safety car.
Yeah, I mean, to start with, plan A was always trying to beat him off the line, but he got a perfect start, and he slowly started to creep away, so I was quite relieved when the first safety car came out. I thought it might give us another chance to get back on him, but once again, he got a perfect start under the safety car, and there was no way I could sort of get close enough to have a pass, so frustrating, but, top job by Niall, he fully deserves it.
Well, Michael, familiar story, third on the podium. What a race.
Yeah, good race. As I said, Joey and Niall just had that little bit on me in that race, and I sort of set my sights on just trying to keep my third. We still got really good pace, but I just lacked that little bit there.
Race 3 for the Avon Tyres National Formula Ford Championship is about to get underway. It's the highly anticipated reverse grid, which puts Niall Murray all the way in 8th place. But a person on pole position is no stranger to pole, no stranger to winning races. Now, Neil McLennan. Neil, it's been a pretty dismal weekend for you so far. Where can you go from pole?
Yeah, no, thank you. It's been a very tough weekend for us. It's been up and down, so finally got a bit of luck today. Started 24th there in the second race, but we battled our way through till 8th, so no, I'm happy with that, and to be back on pole again is good, so yeah, good.
You're going to be happy knowing that Niall Murray is all the way back in 8th.
Oh, I'm delighted. But we'll just need to see how it goes. He's very quick round here, so we'll just need to keep our head down and go.
Well, hopefully there's going to be a skirmish behind you and you could just run away with it.
That's what I'm hoping for, yeah. But no, we'll see.
Good luck.
Thank you very much, cheers.
Well, with that, I'll hand you off for the final time to Scott Woodwiss.
So for the third race here at Brands Hatch with the reverse grid, it is McLennan and Bentley Ellis on the front row of the grid from Jamie Thorburn and Michael Moyes, then Matt Ramgarrido and Michael Eastwell and Joey Foster and Niall Murray. Foster starting ahead of Murray this time. Then it's Gruber and Brown on row 5 ahead of Rory Smith and Roger Orgy. Thomas Capazone and James Clark start on row 7 ahead of Matt Rivette and Sebastian Job on row 8. Row 9 is Vincent J and John Svensson from Jack Wolfenden and Sebastian Melrose. Daniel O'Byrne and Davide Maloney ahead of Richard Morris and Henry Chart. Some of the fast guys that retired from race 2 are at the back: Josh Smith and Carter Williams, Chris Middlehurst and Pascal Monbaron. And watch for Luke Cooper from the back of the grid on the 15th row alongside Sam Street. So all set for the final race of the weekend. Jack Wolfenden carries an onboard camera, as does Luke Cooper and Niall Murray. The red lights are up and race 3 at Brands Hatch gets underway. Wheel spin start for Thorburn as we go on board with Niall Murray, immediately trying to put the pressure on Michael Eastwell. They charge down towards Paddock Hill, but it's McLennan who leads. Bentley Ellis in second place from Thorburn, then from Moyes, and it's all side by side for 6th place already. There's Foster trying to fend off Murray. We go on board with Luke Cooper up the hill towards it as Murray goes down the outside. He was side by side with Foster. I don't think there was contact, but he's lost 1 place, he's lost 2. He's going to lose a 3rd one because Eastwell's gone through. Gruber's got his nose in front, but Murray fights back into Graham Hill Bend and it holds the position, so he's down to about 8th, which is where he started in the grid, but he's lost a couple of spots now to Foster, and Eastwell's had a poor start as well. Leading trio all the way through. There's one car off in the background. Sebastian Job rejoins the track after grass tracking before Surtees. Chris Middlehurst has got past, and also he's in the thick of it now. We see Carter Williams and Luke Cooper carving their way through the order already towards the end of the first lap. Leaders cross the line. McLennan from Bentley Ellis, then from Thorburn. Moyes in 4th, and Joe Foster is attacking Matt Ramgarrido for 5th position into Paddock Hill Bend, and he has got through. Now on board with Murray. He's watching his teammate there. Matt Ramgarrido to the inside, looking to try and get past Foster again, whilst Murray goes down the outside, but the second time goes a little bit wide as Ramgarrido tries to get his elbows out, but Foster has got through, so that's the move confirmed. He's up to 5th position, and Murray just sends one down the inside of Michael Eastwell. If you're going to hang around like that, I'll just slide past you any day of the week. This is Jack Wolfenden battling, I think, with James Clark down the back straight towards Surtees. He has got the inside line, and he does make the place, but Clark will try and fight back in the only McGowan chassis in the field. And he has to look in his mirrors because there goes Sebastian Melrose diving up the inside. He was someone who hit strife in the second race. He's charging back through the order, as is Josh Smith. And look at the leading train now. It's 6th for the lead as Niall Murray tries to get back in the mix as well. In 7th place, Gruber now attacking for 8th on the back of Michael Eastwell into the right-hander at Paddock Hill Bend. It's 3 abreast behind them as Luke Cooper dives up the inside of Carter Williams. These two scything their way up through the field from the back of the grid. Now their next target is Sebastian Job in the JMR Scholarship car. They go wheel to wheel with Carter Williams. Williams holding that outside line, but Cooper's got the grip. As we see, Eastwell's lost another place to Rory Smith, and he could lose another one to Roger Orji. We now ride on board again with Niall Murray. He's chasing after his teammate, Matt Round-Garrido, and both of them are giving Joey Foster the hurry up here. So Eastwell is tumbling his way down through the mid-pack here. He's under threat from Jonathan Brown, the Irishman. Also Matt Rivette's in the mix, and I think also might be Thomas Capazone. There's Niall Murray, right in the slipstream of his teammate, as here comes Neil McLennan. He's lost that to the lead of Hugo Bentley Ellis, but McLennan fires it back down the inside. And also look at Joe Foster. Foster's made contact, and off goes Michael Moyers. Moyers into the gravel trap, and that's his weekend done. But that's now put Niall Murray on his inside. They're almost touching wheels, they interlock. There is contact. Foster gets elbow wide. Foster won't appreciate that one, but he's lost one place. He's going to lose a second one to Round-Garrido as he tries to go around the outside at Graham Hill Bend, and he does it. Well, here's the replay from on board Niall Murray then. Now there's the initial contact. Foster slides, hits the right rear of Moyers. Moyers is a passenger. Off he goes with broken right rear suspension. He goes skating off into the gravel. That's his race done. And then up the inside into the hairpin. There was a faintest tyre rub. He knocks the side pod, then hits the right rear. As Bentley Ellis looks to the outside line, the last lap ball's been shown. This could be the last opportunity. As Bentley Ellis looks to the outside line, but has to slot back in because he can't get it done. Can he get the cut back on the exit? He hasn't got enough momentum off Paddock Hill Bend towards Druids. He has to back off, and here comes Murray down the outside line. But no, still he can't get through. Bentley Ellis is driving possibly the race of his life so far. He's attacking for the lead, but also defending like hell for second place. Out of Graham Hill Bend, onto the back straight. Only a couple more opportunities. Murray darts out, trying to distract Bentley Ellis as they swing through Surtees. He's closer than he's ever been before. He tries to throw one possibly up the inside, but there's no room. He can't do it. Will he get an out, drag him across the line? Thorburn looks up the inside for third place, but can he win the drag race? Murray shuts the door, but incredibly, from 8th on the grid to a race win, Neil McLennan wins the final race of the weekend at Brands Hatch. Hugo Bentley Ellis comes in a superb second place. Murray finishes third, just ahead of Jamie Thorburn. Rory Smith with a stonking drive to 5th. From Eastwell, Orji, Smith, Middlehurst and Rivette rounding out the top 10. Then it's Luke Cooper driving up to 11th from 29th on the grid. Then Melrose, Capazone, Clark, Svensson, Chart, Williams, Monbaron, Jay and Job complete the top 20. Then Street, Morris, Maloney and Brown. What an awesome weekend at Brands Hatch, and a fantastic way to end it with race winner Neil McLennan.
Well, Neil, after a difficult weekend, to round it off with a win, you've got to be happy. That wasn't easy though, was it?
No, very, very tough weekend. It's been up and down really. Had to retire in the first race, so it's made me start 24th in the second, but no, managed our way up to 8th, and then for it to be a reverse grid, managed to put it on pole, so no, it's been a great weekend to finally, have that, so yeah, can't thank Cliff Dempsey enough and all my family to get me here again this weekend, and for all the great work. It's been good.
Well done.
Thank you very much.